Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
My name is Brian Sparkman, otherwise known as Sparky, number 44.
I am Michael Forrester, and my number is number 5. I'm Dawson Kegley, number 3.
I'm Bryce Blood, number 32.
It started like kind of in the backyard, like picking up a ball and like dribbling and stuff like that. My dad was really good at basketball, so I kind of wanted to play basketball and always like try it out. Didn't really make the team till like 8th grade, though. So I always had to work at it, and I kind of liked it.
I started at a young age. My mom really raised me playing basketball. I grew up loving it and always wanted a basketball in my hand. My parents always made me go to biddy ball when I was little, so I kind of just grew into playing basketball, and I really ended up enjoying it. I went on playing like actual games, like middle school and high school and stuff.
Rick Blood was the inspiration for basketball. Always coaching my travel teams with these two, not Sparky, but it was just really young, and I guess I just loved it. When I first picked up a basketball, it was just crazy.
I always use basketball as like conditioning for football, because football has always been my main sport, and I've always grown to love football. But basketball, there's a lot of running up and down, no breaks, and I just feel like that's a good off-season workout for me. And then plus after that, getting back inside the weight room, get ready for football season.
Well, I do like wiffle ball. I don't know if you consider that a sport, but I like wiffle ball. That's pretty fun. It's pretty big in New Carlisle, and I guess you could say hand-eye coordination. It's pretty good for basketball, but yeah, that's about the only other sport I do. I don't play any other sports. I played baseball all up until high school, and then I stopped playing. Just kind of got bored. And then basketball is my main sport because I can just go out, shoot out my court outside, and just get my mind off things, and I enjoy it.
I play baseball. I played since I was 5 years old, and that's what I'm going to college to do. And baseball doesn't really give me conditioning for basketball or anything, but I think basketball is the main part. I'm attending Trine University to play baseball.
I'm either going to P&W or into a trade to be an electrician. I always wanted to play pick up basketball at the Y or something, but I'm going to be going to IUSB for a semester, then transfer into IU Bloomington. IU Bloomington is my dream school. I've always wanted to go there. Huge IU basketball fan. And then next year, my sophomore year, I'm hoping to be an IU basketball manager. Hopefully get into that.
I'm going to Indiana State for physical education. If my sophomore year, if I grow back into football, and I'll probably try to be a walk-on at Indiana State. I usually play Xbox, Fortnite, 2K. Hang out with them, of course. That's really it.
Yeah, mine's pretty similar. I play wiffle ball this summer, hang out with them, play wiffle ball with them. Well, after basketball, I'm planning on getting a job somewhere, make some money, go do some fun things. Besides hanging out with them and playing PS4, and that's pretty much it.
I watch Netflix, and I play Xbox, so that's basically it. Well, it is the classic Subway sandwich from the Subway in town.
Yeah, same. I gotta go to Subway and get my steak and cheese. Before every game, I have to get up shots and like move around. If I don't, then I get so like so I can't like I don't know.
Also, I have to make sure I have my mouth guard so I don't lose it. Yeah.
I guess my pregame ritual would probably be listening to like crazy music like Gangnam Style, just like a funny song, get me jacked for the game. Then I shoot a little bit so I get warm so I can drain a couple tray balls, and that's about it.
Usually, like for away games, like the night before, I stay up to like 1 or 2 o'clock, just like doing random stuff, and then like then I finally go to bed, and then like I get up, go to school or whatever. Like it's weird because I'm not really tired. And then when we get on the bus, like I sleep the whole entire time. And then when the game starts, I'm fully refreshed and like I'm not tired, not like fully like energized. It's weird. The summer ball this year, we went to Grand Valley, and one of our teammates, Jake Tuttle, this kid was like talking crap to him. I wasn't really putting up with it, and like me and this kid were exchanging a few words to each other, and then he was going in for a rebound. And I had his jersey. I turned around and I kind of like punched him in the face.
Way to go.
Yeah, there's like a video of it.
I don't know if many people know, but sophomore year, actually down there, during the Laporte game, I've lost these 3 teeth. and I just have to wear a mouth guard now, so just in case something else happens.
The bi-county tournament, because he hasn't won it in like 40 years or something, and so it's a huge deal to actually like achieve that. Playing against like Demezy Anderson, some really good players, that's always fun. Good memories. They can go far, obviously, and you can tell people that you played against them. I'd say my freshman year I had a ton of fun. Played against some good teams, had a lot of fun my freshman year. And then I'd say listening to Bryce and his dad, go at it. That's pretty funny. Bryce getting yelled at by his dad. Bryce yelling back at his dad. That's always a good time. Love it.
I guess like all 4 years, like I've basically been on varsity for all 4 years, but like all like the different people on it, and I think my favorite moment. I'm sorry, Michael, I have to do it. So we were going to film one day. Never mind.
Always compete. Like never really back down to anyone. Like doesn't matter if they're gonna be like #1 team in the state or anything. Always like show like you're not gonna back down to anyone. You're not gonna take anyone's crap, and always compete and do like the small things.
Follow the scouting report. Do what Coach Tashone says and practice hard every day, and just have fun with it because 4 years go by fast. And once you're done, it's gonna be different.
Yeah, I agree, because in the 4 years, I didn't think that tomorrow, which is senior night, would actually come. Like, it came fast. And after that night, we're not going to have any more home games ever. So it's kind of crazy to think about. So just go out there, compete, have fun, and, like, don't let these moments, like, go away, because after these 4 years, then you're just done. And most people aren't going to have an opportunity to go play college ball or anywhere, so like enjoy it while it lasts. I'd say have fun in the most part. I mean, do what you love, and if you have fun doing it, keep doing it, because it's the best time of your life, I'd say, definitely. But my biggest advice would say, do you put you the most important, like in the off season, work on what you need to do. Don't listen to anyone saying negative things about you. Just keep building yourself up to be the best player you can be and what you think you can do. That's my best advice, I'd say.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
They're going to be the ones that are going to carry the team.
Well, Swanson is a 31% shooter from beyond the arc. Foster shoots 30% from beyond the arc. So it's going to be interesting. And now another scenario they may try. They've had success taking the ball inside against the Cougars with Johnson. They may try to draw the double team into Johnson and then kick it out to Foster or Swanson for a possible game-tying three.
Or they may go underneath and try to get a foul to follow it.
Here we go, 10.8 to go. They get it inside to Foster, and he misses, but he draws the foul. And Derek Deshawn is beside himself right now, not knowing that his team couldn't see that. Klemzak with the foul, 8.7 seconds to go. Cougars lead by 3. Foster at the line to shoot 2.
And this really hurts giving them points without the clock moving.
Well, let's see if Foster can make it. He's 2 of 4 this evening. First shot is no good.
Missed it.
That's a big miss right there because now it really takes away what Adams might have been able to do on this second one. Forrester comes into the game now for Kegley. So let's see what New Prairie does here. They're going to have to box out Johnson. Tuttle's really going to have to make sure that Johnson is not a factor here. Foster's second shot on the way is good. 50-48. Cougars have to get it in. Gets it in to Klemzak, and Klemzak is fouled. Let's see who the foul's on. The foul is on Swanson. His third.
Less than 1 second off the clock for that foul.
7.2 seconds to go. Klemzak has yet to attempt a free throw tonight.
He is a 63% free throw shooter on the season.
Klemzak with 15 for the Cougars. His first shot. It's good! That's a big shot right there. It makes it a 3-point game.
If he can make it 4, we're going to be in good shape.
Big free throw right here for Klemzak. He fires it short, and it rolls in!
Yes!
52-48. 7 seconds. Cougars don't need to foul. They get it to Foster. His 3 is short, and the Cougars are going to win it! It's over! The Cougars win! It's all over from New Prairie High School as the Cougars win on senior night, 52-48. Big win for the Cougars. And when we come back, we will have the post-game show. You're listening and watching New Prairie basketball on Cougar Broadcast Media.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your community.
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
We are back here at New Prairie High School as the celebration continues, and I try to get my voice back somewhat after New Prairie knocks off South Bend Adams 52-48. We're here with Coach Derek Deschone, and you and I had a chance to talk a couple weeks ago about how this team had to win games defensively. And Mark and I mentioned on the pregame show that you couldn't win this game tonight in the 60s and the 70s the way these guys are athletically. And defensively, you got after it tonight, and you played the game at the pace you wanted to play at and were able to pull this off.
Minus South Bend Riley, we've played at that pace, and we talked before the game, you have to win in the high 40s or low 50s. If it gets to the high 50s to low 60s or higher, we just can't score at that rate. Right now, at how our program is, we just can't score at that rate yet. But we can be efficient, and I think that's what, especially in the first half, we started, I think, maybe 1 for 10, and we kept defending, and good things happened.
The way the game was going, we mentioned on the air that the pace of the game was definitely what you wanted, but your ability to hit free throws, and this has been a real weakness of this team all year. You hit free throws when you needed to, and you made some big free throws down the stretch from guys that really stepped up tonight.
It's amazing when you hit free throws down the stretch. Elkhart Central's JV coach is Matt Windy, a really good friend of mine, used to be the head coach at Elkhart Central, and he always says the biggest stat to him is who made more free throws in the fourth quarter and free throw percentage in the fourth, and we hit some tonight. But we had guys that were confident, that went up to the line to hit them, and I think Tuttle was leading the way. I don't know how many he made or missed.
He was 5 of 6.
And that's good for him. I mean, he's really worked on his free throw, and I was really proud of him.
And Klemzak tonight for you had a big night, really made some big shots when you needed them, hit some clutch threes in the fourth quarter. And really, what can you say about this senior group that really has been a very, very persevering type of group?
Well, one, Klemzak, I took him out. I think he was 0 for whatever starting, and the first thing he came off, I go, Mike, you going to hit the next one? He said, yes, Coach. And he hit the next one. And that was big for him, just getting some confidence. This senior group, this is the group that it was toughest on, because I was their, sophomore year. They had started their high school career with a different coach. I come in and it's a 180 different, not that there's anything wrong with it, different than what Tim Scott did before me. So they had to persevere and find their way, and they had a big class ahead of them, which it made it a little tougher for them to break into the lineup. So, I've really noticed the last 5-6 games that these guys have really sold out to their roles, and it's why we are doing better defensively and having a little more success.
What does it say about a win like this tonight? You finished the year 11-11, a year really that a lot of people weren't sure how this group was going to be, but to end the year the way you did, to take some momentum into the sectional, and you also won tonight in front of a lot of young people here tonight, a lot of young elementary school kids who are here seeing this, giving them some hope for the future.
You know what? With our schedule and our conference, and the NIC is really, really good this year.
Oh, God, yes.
And to go 500 is fantastic, especially when you lose 5-6 guys from a team last year who played the majority of the minutes to now these new guys that played JV last year. It's a big accomplishment for them. And like I said, anytime you can beat a South Bend or City School, it is tough on us. The athleticism,
oh, gosh, yes.
The quickness is really, really hard for our kids to defend. But each year, I feel we've been getting better and better at defending that and really working on our one-on-one defense and helping and just playing team defense.
And what does it say about the program, too, also? Second year in a row you've gone last year you didn't go 2-2, I'm sorry. But, to go 2-2 against the South Bend Public Schools, for New Prairie, given New Prairie's history all time against the South Bend Public Schools, to go 2-2 against them this year for this group really, I think, says a lot about the growth of the program.
Well, we run a system that hopefully negates some athleticism. And, when you watch us play, you probably have people in the stands saying, you got to shoot the ball, you got to drive. But, our offense plays off our defense and tries to negate some athleticism, make them play some defense so we can get looks to kind of even the playing field as much as we can. So, I'm just proud of them. I'm proud of the direction this program's going. Like you said, we've got little kids here. With me being in the middle school, there's 8th graders going to be freshmen who come to every game. As we've talked about before, our numbers are skyrocketing, well over 100 for our 3rd through 8th grade.
Wow.
2 teams each grade level. I mean, it's there. Sometimes it's frustrating as coaches because you want it to be instant gratification and right now be good, but it's just, and I don't want to keep saying trust the process, but it's going to take time, and each year it's going to get better and better and better.
How does a win like this give you momentum going into next week in that sectional? Obviously, that first game against Culver Military is going to be a battle, but to win a game like this against a team as athletic as Riley is, or as Adams is, this has to at least get in the kids' heads to say, hey, we came in and shut down a very athletic Adams team, and you could build some momentum into next week.
This is a, it's 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. It's confidence. And it's just playing with some confidence. And we hit some shots tonight because we hadn't been shooting well at all. And it's not that they're bad shots. We're missing. Yeah. And to hit some shots, we'll build that. And you know what? In our sectional, there's really not a good draw. I mean, it's just really not. And it was funny, when we were watching the draw, the one thing they said is this might be the best sectional top to bottom in the state of Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
And you have one team with a losing record, I think.
Yeah, Jimtown, I believe,
so, think about that. That's pretty good.
And the other 4 teams have winning records, and you're at 500. Yeah. So it's going to be a meat grinder.
Yeah. But you know what? It's like I said, and my dad said at the draw, he goes, you got to beat them sometime.
Yeah.
So it's a good challenge, and I know our kids are excited for it, and we'll start doing some prep tomorrow. And, we're going to go out there and compete and give it our best and let the chips fall where they may.
Well, I'm going to let you enjoy this win with these kids as we look down on the floor here. The seniors huddling around for some pictures and some other things. Derek DeShone, tremendous victory tonight in a game that really, I hope this is a game that people watch tonight could say, you know what, they grinded it out, they gutted it out, and you overcame a lot. You overcame a lot.
That's what we have to do, game in and game out.
Congratulations and good luck to you next week against CMA. That's Derek DeShone here on our postgame show. We'll be back with more right after this. You're listening to New Prairie Basketball here on Cougar Broadcast Media.
Oh, thank you. Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
A wintry Friday night. A packed gymnasium in a tight-knit community. A shot taken. History made. A state of delirium? No. The state of Indiana. High school sports. Pure spirit, pure sport, pure Indiana. This message brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the high schools in your...
I don't think of this as a high school weight room. It's more like a high school classroom. I'm learning how to manage my time here. I'm learning that it's important to have goals and that it takes persistence and commitment to reach them. And I'm learning that the best way to lead is by example.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
Back here at New Prairie High School following the Cougars' 52-48 win over South Bend Adams and a big upset tonight. Big win for the Cougars and Mark Stone. What can you say about this New Prairie club? They found a way to get it done tonight on senior night. And there's always something magical, it seems, about senior night, Mark, that brings out the best in ball clubs, and we saw it here tonight.
We certainly did. We saw some senior leadership tonight, especially when they were playing that defense they played tonight was just tenacious. Adams couldn't figure it out. Adams tried a couple different looks on defense and didn't seem to find a rhythm, and it really played well into the Cougars' hands.
You know, you look at a game like this, Mark, and you got to think, and listening to Coach DeShone talk here a few moments ago, this is a kind of a win that really could build for the future. When you're able to win on a senior night like this, a big win, the community's here, it's senior night, you honor the seniors, and really the Cougars really stepped up and got the job done tonight.
They certainly did, and the families are here, the younger kids are here. They start a winning tradition on senior night. The winning tradition seems to carry a winning tradition. So I think this will help them out in the tournament coming up and hopefully for the future.
As we are adding up our final stats here from the ball game tonight. But a big win tonight for the Cougars, an incredible win, a real gritty, gutty performance. And the thing that really impressed me the most was the fact that when things looked like they were getting bleak in the second half and it looked like Adams was going to make their run and win the ball game, New Prairie was able to find a way to overcome and get the job done.
Well, I think they had pretty good success against the big point guys for Adams. I don't know what Swanson ended up with points, but he seemed to be a little light compared to most of the rest of his season.
Well, we're going to take a look here real quick at the unofficial stats from tonight's game. Big win for New Prairie, obviously. Let's start with the Cougars. Obviously, Mike Klemzak, a big night for him. 3 3-pointers, 3 2-pointers, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 17 points, and really made some big shots when the Cougars needed it down the stretch.
Sure did. There were some clutch shots for him and did well shooting free throws tonight. So just a great performance for him.
And you look at it on the other end, too. Jacob Tuttle with 13, Chase Ketter with 10, Evan Ferg with 5, and Bryce Blood, he really didn't score much. He scored 7 points tonight, but it was the play of the other guys that really stepped it up for the Cougars. Cougars made 11 two-point baskets, 4 3-pointers, and here's the stat of the night, folks. 18 of 24 from the free throw line for New Prairie. They make free throws, you win ball games. So when you shoot 75% from the free throw line, you're going to win.
Oh, there's no question. And that's what kept them in the first half, especially that first quarter, was driving inside, catching those fouls, and putting up those free throws.
And really what I thought really turned the game around was when it was 7-2 Adams at the end of the first quarter. New Prairie outscores them 19-9 in the second quarter, makes up 10 points, has a 5-point lead, back and forth the rest of the way, and the Cougars were able to get it done. And for the Adams Eagles, Swanson and Johnson each finished with 15 points. Foster finished with 12 points, Zenowitz with 6. 12 two-point baskets for the Eagles, 4 3-pointers, and they were 12 of 19 from the free throw line. And that brings us our final score, 52-48 tonight for the New Prairie Cougars as Adams finished 63% from the free throw line. But, you look at it, we talk free throws, and we've talked about them a lot. You look at it in the fourth quarter, guys, what really is amazing, New Prairie was 11 of 14 from the free throw line in the fourth quarter. 11 of 14, and in a 4-point game, that's the difference between a win and a loss.
Well, there's no question. And you see that not only at this level, but the collegiate level. If you're not making free throws, a lot of times it will cost you a ball game.
So a big win for the Cougars. They move on now to the sectional next week with a record of 11-11. They finish conference play 4-8. Adams finishes the regular season 10-13. Adams will play LaPorte next week in the first game of the Class 4A sectional over at Mishawaka. New Prairie will be on the road at South Bend, Washington, taking on Culver Military in their game of the South Bend, Washington Regional. And we got a lot of folks to thank here tonight who really made this broadcast possible. Part of the New Prairie student crew are doing a really good job. William Wilhite II, Michael Kamak, Edward Kidley, and Gabriel Hodem. See these guys in the school. Give them a chance to thank them for all the hard work they did with giving you the great shots. My broadcast partner, Mark Stone, who did an outstanding job tonight bringing you some of the color commentary that goes on here.
And a big thank you to our producer, Matt Florian.
And a big thank you to Matt Florian for all his work behind the scenes as well. And that's going to wrap it up here on Cougar Broadcast Media for tonight's game. Our final score, the New Prairie Cougars knock off the South Bend Adams Eagles 52-48. For Matt Florian, Mark Stone, and our entire Cougar Broadcast Media crew, I'm Kenny Peterson saying good night and God bless, and we'll see you at South Bend, Washington next week for the sectional. You've been watching New Prairie basketball on Cougar Broadcast Media.